branching out today on the King of the Road Show. We kicked off this episode with the Peg Winders over at the Big Bass Splash. We'll be returning to the Big Bass Splash later. Right now, I'm talking to this lovely lady. It's Kate Fuljenz. If that name sounds familiar, her dad is the famous Mike Fuljenz, the famous coin guy, numismatist.
Yes. Well, I organized this exhibit for my master's degree project from Savannah College of Art and Design. And you could select any kind of project you wanted, and I've always had a passion for Tiffany glass. So I decided, with the help of my father and an anonymous donor, I got all of this together. The museum has been a great help. They've taught me so much of how everything's run and how to curate an exhibit. Without them, I really don't think I would have done so well with this project.
Doing it for a master's degree, and her hometown is here in Beaumont, but plans on returning to Savannah, Georgia soon?
Yes, I love Savannah. It has a lot of history in it. There's a lot of historic homes that are very well preserved, and they were built around the same time period that I studied, from about 1850 to the 1950s. And I think that architecture, especially because the windows and stained glass and lamps and everything was built to fit into that architecture. That's why I find it so fascinating to find things so well preserved, especially in Savannah.
That's Kate Fuljenz. Let's go check out the lamps. I want to see the Tiffany lamps. Those are beautiful.
Yes, they really are. Well, this exhibit is called Tiffany Studios and the Woman Behind the Glass. I decided to do this exhibit for my master's degree project from Savannah College of Art and Design. I am studying arts administration, and we had to execute a major project in order to graduate, and I decided to organize this. I got 5 lamps and 1 stained glass window that I will be displaying for a month. The window will be staying for about 3 years. Each piece is very individual because all of the glass was hand selected and was designed by the women who work for Tiffany. He paid them an extremely high wage for the time, around early 1900s. He paid them $7.50 an hour. The main designer, named Claire Driscoll, was paid about $15 an hour. The reason why these lamps are so popular is because they are the first of their kind. They are the original that were made in America, up in New York, by Louis Comfort Tiffany, who was born in New York, raised in New York in the area, and in his early adult life, he decided to create stained glass windows, which branched into eventually making lamps. The wisteria is by far the most popular. It is worth the most, and it has the most detail, and it is one of the larger ones that has the most detail. That's why it is so popular, because of each individual piece was hand selected and hand cut by the women who worked for Tiffany and placed into a mold. And the women had the choice in the color of the glass and the design as well. They could vary how they decided to put it together, determining what glass was available, also how they felt about the piece. This stained glass window is called Christ on the Road to Emmaus. It was produced around 1880 for a New Jersey church. The speciality of Tiffany Studios at first was these stained glass windows. Eventually, the designers of these windows decided they would incorporate other designs, and that's how the lamps were created. What is so special about this glass is that whenever you look at the robes, there are creases and folds in the glass itself. The coloration of it as well was one of Tiffany Studios' specialties. So this layering down here and the striations in the glass are actually multiple layers of glass stacked upon each other, and then even sometimes they would have the glass heated whenever they did this, and it would merge to create this marbleized looking color. Also, Tiffany did not like the way stained glass modified the figures and the forms and the faces. So what he did is he designed it to be all of glass for the robes, and then the skin and the figures and the hands and the faces would be painted on to add detail, to make sure you could see the figures and understand the shapes and the forms that are in it.
Wonderful exhibit, Kate Fuljenz, and you can come see this exhibit through May 18th here at the Art Museum of Southeast Texas, downtown Beaumont on Main Street. As Kate Fuljenz mentioned, the stained glass window will remain in the Art Museum of Southeast Texas for 3 years. It's the King of the Road Show HD, and coming up later we'll return to Lake Jam for more from the Peg Winders, a fabulous Southeast Texas-based band. But coming up next, we'll air Jill and Julia's magnificent new music video, Wildfire, as our music clip of the week, sponsored by King's Country Internet Radio at kingscountry.net.
King of the road.